Good morning. It's literally just before 4 o'clock and we are up early to go and see the Geysers this morning, so they better be good because I don't think either of us have slept any better. So I think Emma's just getting some water and then we're gonna go and meet the minibus outside our hostel. We're dressed a lot warmer, so I'm wearing my fleece for the first time because it's supposed to be quite cold when you get there, and I've got a coat as well in my bag. Back in our usual waiting spot. A bit warmer dress this time. It's 4:30. We've been waiting here for half an hour and still no minibus. Hurry up, minibus. But I was just saying, it's one of those situations where they've got your contact details, we hope, but they don't have ours. We don't have theirs, sorry. And so we're hoping they're going to come. No car. Reversing. It's reversing. Should I just give you a commentary the whole time? It's reversing. It's reversing. This is our minibus. It's reversing. I think we have to get it on this side anyway. Do we? Oh yeah, because they've changed the name. We're on the wrong side of the road here. Yeah. Although they call it the right side of the road. Yeah. Do you get it? 40 minutes late. I mean, arguably they're only 10 minutes late. I say 40. Sarah in the mornings is grumpy. We'll see how many people are on the bus and then I'll decide how sympathetic I am.
We then drove for around an hour and a half before reaching the Geysers.
We have made it. And it is freaking frozen. It's -2 degrees and I am cold. I should have worn the second pair of leggings. Oh, I'm so cold. I didn't think it was going to be this cold. They never actually tell you how cold it's going to be. They just say it's windy. They should make you more prepared.
Because they already closed it before the pandemic, and that. So this is like the second biggest. You know, the biggest is over there, but you see it's very low. Yeah, thank you. Con todos los English speakers. Yeah, it's very low, the eruption, you know. Now, I met her. Se llama cianobacteria y que la teoría fue que fue la primera vida de nuestro planeta. Que llegó a nuestro planeta en 3700.
I'm not made for the cold. I just wasn't prepared for the cold. I don't think I could be. But they said, the lady said it's in winter when they come, it's -18 degrees out here. So be grateful.
Bueno, look, over there we have a machine from the time of the 70s when our president before the middle school. Or geyserita. And the mineral in here where this is made is called calcedonia or quartzum without crystalline structure. Amorphous quartzum, which is formed in very extremely high temperatures. You know? This is permanently like that. It's not gonna come out. Let's go to see it for the other side.
No, that's what I said.
You are from where?
London.
London. Oh wow. If you want to take a picture. Of course. There's so many people. Sorry.
I feel like I'm not much warmer, but I'm a bit warmer, but not much warmer. I'm cold. I didn't put my thermals on because I didn't think it'll be this cold. Emma was making a good point. We have had all extremes of weather. I think the hottest we've had is about 40 degrees and it's -2. And I thought yesterday was cold.
I don't think yesterday was cold. I didn't think even yesterday was that cold.
It was
Apart from
cold.
before the sun rose, then
Yeah,
it was cold.
It was cold. Very cold.
bubbly, bubbly. So damn bubbly.
He was warming me up. Oh.
Sunlight.
It smells a bit, but
I can't smell.
it feels
I'm
good.
winning. That is lovely. That is actually really good.
Right, fun.
Oh,
I've got condensation on my face.
it's like a sauna.
Oh, if only it could
Or is it a steam room?
come with me the whole time. Oh, it actually feels really nice here. This is the happiest I've felt. Oh no, it's going, it's going, it's going.
Yes, moving.
Something that's interesting is that I feel like I'm so much more, I know it's going to sound stupid, but so much more used to the altitude. We're at the same altitude, if not a tiny bit higher. And I feel fine. I get a bit breathless, like if I walk really quickly, but I don't feel, yesterday I had little random pangs of like nausea that lasted like a second, but that hasn't happened to me today. So that's good.
And now you're going to lose it all.
Yeah. I'm not sad about that.
Yeah, we're going to go high up again in like a week.
Oh, well, I'll have to deal with that. Didn't take us long to get used to it.
Yeah, 2 days is probably enough.
We'll explain later.
This trip cost £35 per person, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I was really underwhelmed by this trip. I feel like this was sold as the most unmissable tour that you could do out of all the trips on offer, but it did not live up to those high expectations. About a week later, we went to some geysers on the other side of the border in Bolivia, and I found them to be far less crowded and so much more interesting to look at.
Oh, it's bright light.
So we stopped for breakfast, and while we stopped, I'll tell you why we were laughing. So when we came to the van, there was like no one in the van, and we were freezing. We were just like, where is this guy? Because they said the driver was supposed to be waiting for us. And one of the guys went to open the door, and all of a sudden the whole chair went up.
He just bolted upright.
And just
He had like on his hat, he had like all his stuff to keep him warm, and he just like clearly
like zombie mode. Like, so quick. So funny. That's very funny.
Trash, la basura está ahí,
We've got eggs.
está ahí la bolsa preta, and here you can take a...
I'm very excited.
I think I'm
I'm trying to
surprised by the
decide
eggs.
what piece I want. Do I want a crusty bit or do I want
Scrambled eggs. Swarm.
After this surprisingly good breakfast, we thought we'd be heading straight back to San Pedro de Atacama, but of course we had to do a few sightseeing stops first. Normally I would be happy about this, as I would feel like I was getting my money's worth. However, after 2 nights of little to no sleep and the freezing cold temperatures, I was so over this tour, and for the first stop, I'm not gonna lie to you, I stayed in the minibus while everyone else went to see the flamingos.
She's too lazy to get off the bus. To be fair, so am I. But these flamingos were closer than they were yesterday, so it felt like it was worth it. Worth getting off the bus for?
No. I don't know if you can hear, but there's a river running all the way down. So after our excursion, Emma and I went back to our room for a nap because we were both very tired. And now we had a bit of a chilled afternoon, and now we're heading for an early dinner because we've got another excursion, well, probably not that exciting anymore, excursion tonight. We just hope that we'll be able to get something nice.
Also, It's raining in the desert. Very cool. Very rare. Do you not think that's cool? It's like a light spit, but rain in the desert.
Our last Chilean juice. I went for a mango and a poppy leaf. And it's so good. Arrived, and we have salad, chicken pesto, and some potatoes. It's got a life of its own. We just got picked up for our tour. Drove about 5 minutes outside of town, and then they looked outside and were like, we can't do this tour, the conditions aren't good enough. And they said to reschedule with your tour company, and this is our last night. It's that thing where you don't know whether to laugh about it, or if this is our biggest tragedy, it's not the worst.
No, but it's more that we said to the lady, we want to do the tour tonight. She's like, no, do it on your last day, it will be fine. It's the one thing that I actually wanted to do in South America. I was like, I really, really want to do a stargazing tour.
We'll find somewhere else that is nearly as good.
This is the one place that's supposed to be the best.
No, but we'll find somewhere nearly as good.
This is what you get from rain in the desert. Clouds in the sky.
We thought we would just talk about our experiences overall, about the whole tour company, the tour company we used, and our experience of that, the individual tours overall, just to help you make a better decision about the company you go with. I think it's worth saying, first of all, that the actual tours we went on overall I thought were really good. Mm-hmm. I thought some, as you can see from this video, some were better than others, but I don't think that was... I feel like that's probably more me than the actual tour itself, because
and the lack of sleep.
The lack of sleep. But even in the last video, you couldn't really see it, but our tour guide in the Geyser tour, she was so knowledgeable, she knew her stuff, like that lady.
And I think that was the same across all the tours. I think all the tour guides really loved what they did, and that came through a lot. So even if you're not really that interested in the things that flamingos eat, it was really interesting.
Yeah. And I think our main issues stemmed from the cancellation of our last tour. I think what we found, what we found disappointing was, like we talked about before, we had specifically said that we wanted to do that tour on the first night, because already the conditions were not good, because we had the full moon, so we already knew it wasn't going to be the best tour, but we had the best chance of having a good trip or a good tour on the first night.
And it was also just the way that the timings worked out for us. It meant we kind of had one thing on each day that we were there. But I think what really was annoying, as you kind of got from the end there, was that they could have taken steps to prevent us from having to go out and get on the bus. So from, you saw, it was raining earlier on, so it was raining in the day.
The weather forecast, we looked at the weather forecast, wasn't great.
It was cloudy.
And bearing in mind, they have all our contact details, so I feel like they could have sent a message being like, right, the weather forecast is not looking amazing, however, let's continue, see what happens, but there is a chance that this tour will be cancelled. And I think it all started off badly when we realised straight away when we got on the minibus, by looking at the minibus, they had outsourced our tour that we paid for to another company, which made things that's what basically made things harder for us. So they didn't tell us they were outsourcing it. And so what happened, so they obviously then said, we can't go on with the tour, we'll drop you back off and back into the centre of town. Absolutely fine. But by that point, because obviously it's a night tour, the main office of the company we were using was closed. But they were open on online, so I guess they have a person working from home up until about 10. They have a WhatsApp
number that you can always access.
So we messaged, did we try calling them? I can't remember if we called them.
I don't think so, I wasn't that confident in my Spanish, so I just messaged them that evening straight away so that they wouldn't, so it was kind of, I suppose my thinking was, the tour was cancelled today, if I get in touch now, we'll probably get our refund within a few days.
And I think, that's laughing out.
Little did we know.
We'll go into that later. But it was that thing. So yes, we're letting them know to just kind of get it sorted, and we also made it very clear that we were getting a really early bus the next morning.
Yeah, when we booked, that was made very clear.
So we would have to. Everything would have to happen therefore online going forward. I'm trying to
Can I
think
take over?
you probably should take this pretty
I
kind of thing.
So I think I messaged the main number we had, and I didn't hear from them, but we also had the number of the person we booked with. So I messaged her, and I got given the number of another lady we had spoken to who apparently managed the finances. Sort of like fair. So I just kept explaining again and again, sent them the photos of the receipt, which we still had. And basically, it took 2.5 months, or nearly 2.5 months, to actually get the money. And throughout that, they mostly started ignoring my messages. So we tried calling on WhatsApp, messaging everyone, and everyone just kept redirecting us to this one woman who kept reading the messages but not responding to the messages.
And I think just very unprofessional. So she was giving excuses as to why she couldn't do things, and it all stemmed from her having an accident. But the thing was, that's very sad, and obviously gave our sympathies that she was in an accident
and
with
gave
her
her the
child.
space to deal with
But
it.
she was sending like photos of her like injuries to prove that she was, you know, not able to send us money. And the thing that I think is, it's a big company. Surely someone else would have taken over her job role. And also,
I think it was
a
the
refund.
explanation. The first explanation she gave was, okay, so I can't walk at the moment, and I can't give you your money because I have to go to the bank in the next major city to then ask if I can transfer you the money. And it was like all this convoluted process, like, you just need to send the money. And you kept saying was, we paid the 2% extra by paying by card. So their concern about the bank fees that they might have to incur to send money to a British account was pointless at the end of the day. And bearing in mind these conversations were done very like sporadically because they just weren't responding. And the only thing that actually made them send us the money was I left a bad review on Google reviews. And then within that, they were very quick.
Like
to
honestly,
respond.
within less than like an hour, it was straight away like message came up.
And so we ended up getting our money back. But the way they did it was to basically get a random tourist from the UK to be able to send me the money directly to my Monzo account. And it was just that kind of thing of, I don't understand why it took so long to do that, and why that was the method you chose. Like, you are a business, you should be able to handle refunds and stuff. And as soon as they sent me the money, they asked me to remove the review, and I was like, that's not how you do that. You leave a review so people know. And when we left the review, I think we checked a couple of days later, and they were receiving more negative reviews as well. So I think
based on on the feed of your negative review, they had added them, which goes to show this is obviously not the first time.
I suppose the main takeaway is don't use them, because like we said, the guides were really good. I think it's more, don't book it in such a way that you have, I guess, a night or on the last day that you're in San Pedro and hope that it's going to work out.
And I think the thing that shocked us is the reason we picked them is from the get-go they seemed the most professional overall, and yet they turned out to be the opposite. Join us in our next video. This video will be a bit different to our others because we will be doing a video all about our top money saving hacks that we've used so far, and it has saved us a lot of money and hopefully can help save you money on your travels as well. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you next time.